Have you ever promised yourself you'd finally get better with money, only to find yourself making the exact same choices a week later? Most people think their wallet reflects their income, but it actually reflects something much deeper. What if the real reason your money never seems to change is because your identity hasn't changed yet?
We usually blame our paycheck, inflation, bad luck, or a lack of discipline. Those things matter, but they don't explain why two people earning about the same amount can end up living completely different financial lives. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning and debate whether you'll do it. You simply do it because it's part of who you are. What if your money habits work exactly the same way? Every day, you make dozens of tiny money decisions. You decide whether to cook or order takeout, whether to save a little or spend it all, whether to ignore your bank account or check it. Each choice feels small, but together they tell a story. The surprising part is that your brain isn't asking, what's the smartest decision? It's quietly asking, what would someone like me do?
Imagine someone who always says, "I'm terrible with directions." Even with GPS, they often expect to get lost. That expectation changes how they pay attention. Money works the same way. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm just bad with money," your brain starts looking for evidence that proves you're right. Before long, your habits begin matching the identity you've accepted.
Think about a person who sees themselves as a runner. They don't need endless motivation every morning. Skipping a run feels strange because it doesn't match who they believe they are. In the same way, someone who identifies as a saver doesn't fight every purchase. Saving simply feels normal. Identity quietly makes some actions feel natural and others feel uncomfortable.
Here's something fascinating psychologists have observed for years. People naturally work hard to stay consistent with the image they have of themselves, even when that image hurts them. That's why someone can genuinely want financial freedom while repeatedly making decisions that keep them stuck. It's not because they don't care. It's because their habits are protecting an old identity more than building a new future.
Picture a thermostat in your home. If you open a window and the temperature changes, the thermostat automatically works to bring everything back to its usual setting. Your identity often behaves the same way. You might save money for a few weeks, but if deep down you still believe you're an impulsive spender, your brain quietly nudges you back toward familiar behavior. That's why lasting change can feel so frustrating.
This also explains why quick bursts of motivation rarely last. Motivation is like pushing a shopping cart uphill. It works for a while. Identity is different. It's like walking downhill because the path naturally pulls you forward. When your habits and your self-image point in the same direction, progress requires far less effort than you think. Here's the real twist. Your wallet isn't just recording your financial choices, it's reflecting your identity back to you. Every repeated action strengthens the story you believe about yourself, and every belief makes those same actions more likely to happen again. It's a loop. Your identity shapes your habits shape your results, and those results reinforce your identity. The good news is that this loop works both ways. You don't have to wait until you're wealthy before thinking like someone who manages money well. In fact, the identity comes first. Every time you save a small amount, pause before an impulse purchase, or stick to a simple plan, you're casting a vote for a new version of yourself. Tiny actions don't just change your bank balance, they slowly change who your brain believes you are. Over months and years, this becomes much bigger than money. You stop depending on willpower and start relying on identity. Wealth is often built through hundreds of ordinary decisions that don't feel dramatic in the moment, but quietly reshape a lifetime. When you become the kind of person who naturally protects your future, your financial life starts changing almost as a side effect.
So the next time you make a money decision, don't just ask, what should I do? Ask yourself, what would the person I'm becoming do? Because in the end, your wallet isn't simply holding your money. It's telling the story of who you believe you are.